What's up, guys? My name's Dean, or as most of you know me, Twisty. Fresh off a big Richmond win, Sammy Lloyd kicking the goal after the siren. Oh, get around it. So many things that I have done. Like that, yeah, that reaction was absolutely priceless. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching my video of me at the game. I lost the plot. As BT said, I went bananas at the G. Because I have watched it back like literally like 80 times up until this point. But today, I was really stuck on what I was going to talk about, and then I went back with the comments on the last video, and someone said in one of your live streams you were talking about like rivalry round, like bring back rivalry round, and we've, you know, it's not as often that we have a rivalry round like anymore. I don't think we have one anymore. So most of the time, like, there's only one derby per round. I think, you know, on the off chance that there might be two per round, like, and that makes it interesting. But oh, here he is, the gun. I think he missed one from there in the game. Kicked it to 15 meters out, slide angle, shanked it. But yeah, rivalry round. For those of you who do not know what a rivalry round is, or a heritage round, rivalry round is basically every team plays against their rivals. I don't think it's been around for maybe 4 or 5 years now, but oh, Edwards breaks through the back, kicks a point. But yeah, it's been a while since we've had one. But generally, what happens is every team would play against their traditional rival. I think Richmond played against St Kilda or something in those rounds. I can't remember. But what would happen, or somewhat of a rival, so it would normally be Carlton, Collingwood, Essendon, North Melbourne. All the interstate teams would play each other. So you'd have Fremantle v West Coast, Sydney v Sydney, and Brisbane v Gold Coast weren't a thing yet. So it would just be, I think it would be Brisbane v Sydney back in when they used to have rivalry round, because they were the only two like odd ones out. And then you'd have West Coast Freo, Adelaide, Port Adelaide, all in the same round. All these, you know, matches in the same round. Essendon, Hawthorn, Carlton, Collingwood. I think I've already said that. Melbourne, North Melbourne. Who else? Western Bulldogs. Who did they play against? Who did the Dogs play against in rivalry round? Maybe they played against St Kilda. And then who does that leave? Oh, that's Mark. Who does that leave? I don't know. I'm missing a team here. Oh, Vickery. Geelong? Maybe the Dogs. Oh, the Dogs would have played Geelong, because they're both Western teams. And then Richmond would have played St Kilda. Yeah. So those would have been the sort of rivals, not only to, you know, like kind of like location-based rivals, I guess, and I guess somewhat traditional rivals. I think, yeah, Richmond, St Kilda like wasn't like really a big deal. Or who else did we play against? Well, I guess you could have the, you know, the Rewalt rivalry there between Richmond and St Kilda now. I don't think it existed back when we had a rivalry round, but definitely now that could be a thing, like the Maddies match rivalry or something like that. But yeah, I think it would be interesting to see, like, if they brought it back, which Victorian teams would play each other. Like, it would definitely be Hawthorn, Geelong. You'd think Richmond would play against Essendon then, if Hawthorn are, you know, playing against Geelong. Yeah, it makes it an interesting one. Like, because we've still got a couple of special rounds. We've got like Indigenous round. What else have we got? Is that it? Do we just have Indigenous round? And maybe like women's round or something? Anyway, so we obviously used to have rivalry round, but then the other one was heritage round. Everyone would wear their sort of old school Guernseys, but that doesn't really happen anymore. I think it kind of just, heritage round is pretty much just whenever any club wants it to be. So you can sometimes see clubs wear, you know, different Guernsey. Like Port Adelaide might wear the Magpies bar strip if they, you know, feel like it, or what's their name? Like Brisbane might wear a different Brisbane jersey, like the Fitzroy one, to commemorate Fitzroy, or just simple things like this that do happen throughout the year, but aren't necessarily a dedicated round. And you'll generally see, you know, clubs have certain jumpers for different times of the year to sort of commemorate that sort of heritageness, but no real specific round dedicated to it. But I reckon bring back rivalry round. I think that would be, you know, a modern day version of rivalry round. So the things that wouldn't change would you'd have the derbies, the Battle of the Bridge, the showdown, and then so you'd have the West. Let me try again there. You got the Western Derby, one of those. You've got the Adelaide Showdown. You've then got the Q Clash of Queensland with the Brisbane and the Gold Coast. Then you've got the Battle of the Bridge in Sydney. They're all your modern day rivals. And then you go Hawthorn Geelong, because I still think that's the biggest rivalry in the competition. Then who else? Like Richmond and Carlton, round one, like that's a big one. You know, Richmond, Carlton and Collingwood, they're all really big, and same with Essendon. So you could have any of those in clubs in a lock with each other. Maybe St Kilda and Melbourne. I'm trying to think here. Like, have they been, you know, a little bit of a rivals over the last couple of years? They've been very, you know, similarly placed. Maybe those two would play against each other. St Kilda and Melbourne, and then who else? The Bulldogs and North Melbourne are the only other teams left. Like, which clubs don't have a really big rival? I'm just trying to work out, like, what's the modern day rivalry? Like, even Richmond and Hawthorn's like a little bit of a rivalry. Yeah, it just makes it interesting. Very, very interesting. I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments, who would play who if we did a rivalry round next week? Like, who would be the modern day rivals? Maybe of the Victorian teams. And even if you think the interstate teams have a bigger rival than themselves, then let me know that as well. So, just bump me out of the way there, Lewis. But yeah, I think that's sort of a really interesting one. Like, who would play who in a rivalry round? Let me know in the comments section, because I would like to know. I want to know what everyone thinks. If it's not just me thinking that, you know, Hawthorn Geelong would overtake the Hawthorn Essendon. But they had a massive brawl in one of their last rivalry rounds. I think that's maybe why we got rid of it, because it was just like brawls every match, something like that. I remember Richmond Collingwood had a good old brawl a couple of years ago. The melees returned. But let me know what you guys think. Over the back, Lewis. Why is he in the forward line? It's like their #1 goal kicker, Lewis, at the moment. Got another one. All right, interesting. No. Oh, swallow level. Now, I know I said a couple of weeks ago that I was going to do AFL Live 3, like, preview-ish videos on a Sunday, which I'm still planning on doing that. I just haven't really had the time lately to try and get it done, so I'm definitely going to, once again, try to you know, have enough time on the weekend to get those videos out for you guys, because I know you're eagerly awaiting them. So I'll definitely be doing my best to get that done. Jack Rewalt from the boundary. No. Here he's in the goal spread. Get it to him. Got it. Oh, Greg takes him on. Gives him the stiff arm. Rewalt. Lloyd. Lloyd takes him on. Kicks a goal. Couple of stiff arms there. With Hawthorn Ruckman and having no bloody hair on their head. Hardwick, well, he missed one earlier. He's going to miss another one. So, yeah, a bit of a question. Let's go with this one. Just a goal in it. Just a goal in it. Still trying to get out the back, Richmond here. Just a goal margin. Can Creek get him? One maybe last opportunity for Hawthorn, but the Tigers are holding sway here. Morris has a ton of space, can just hold up for as long as he can. Just runs the whole field from the boundary and kicks the winner on the siren. Oh, 2-goal win. Have a look at this. Probably had about 10 bounces. And then said, thank you very much. I'm going to do something ridiculous before the siren blows. Goal of the year contender right there. The Hawks in disarray, but the Tigers win. Steve Morris had 8 touches. The back line was good at the end there. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section about rivalry round. Who would play who in rivalry round? And yeah, let me know what you guys think. So thank you so much for watching. Leave a big thumbs up. And until next time, I'll see you all later.